It's like when the pilot told the guy to bank, right? The guy legit banks. I was like, oh my gosh, no.
Yo, that's actually kind of cool.
That sounds so fun, yeah, not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not damn fun. Wondering what CC to join? This is the Senang Diri podcast. Hello everybody and welcome to our 5th episode of the Senang Diri podcast. My name is Joel and together with me are Jay,
What's good?
Kate,
Hello.
and JY.
Hello.
And today we're going to be talking about, drumroll, experiences of being in a uniform group. Alright guys, so all of us here are from UG, right? So
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure all of us have like gone through a lot in our own CCA. So like any one of you want to share like one of your like memorable experiences in your time like being in like a UG?
Okay,
Yeah,
I
go.
think a big part of UG is like it's camps, right? All of you have been to camps in your uniform groups. Like it's one of the most sian, most tiring, but also the most rewarding part. And this is what I want to focus on. So basically, in secondary 3, like in 2019, we had this thing in NCC. Yeah, my uniform group is National Cadet Corps, NCC. And we had this camp called the Senior Specialist Leaders Course, which is like the toughest camp in like National Cadet Corps. Yeah. Like it was a 2-day, 1-night it was a 3-day, 2-night kind of hell camp where like they would throw anything at us and then like we had to try and push through it and like basically do and learn a lot of things during the camp so that we can get like a promotion at the end. So like after 3 days of like hell, you know that feeling when you're like and you can see the end line at the end and like you just don't care about anything else and like your soul is gone, you just gave up giving up. And then like in the promotion ceremony, like the moment when you receive your rank, it's like the most unreal feeling that you ever feel in your life.
Yeah.
It just feels like
Super rewarding.
yeah,
It's
super
very
rewarding.
liberating.
Yeah, I feel like I'm finally out of here.
Yeah.
You know?
It's nice though,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I would rather have that. Okay, I'm not saying I'd rather have that, but it's like so much like you feel like you accomplish more when like you go through like so much, right? You spend a 3-day, 2 nights, right? Then at the end of it, like you get promoted, like wow.
Yeah.
I want to have that feeling also. Yeah, I guess we do things differently in here in MPCC. Yeah. So for MPCC, we go for like ATC, which is Adventure Training Camp for Sec 2s, and SCC, which is Survival Training Camp for Sec 3s, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like basically in ATC, which is like for Sec 2s, it's more of like basic like camp things, you know, like first time being in a camp, you know, like it's basically trying to get you like used to like clubbing, because you're gonna be there again next year for your like survival training.
Yep.
So like there's a lot of basic things, and it's very memorable for me because like I remember I was damn afraid of heights, right? Super afraid of heights. So
Oh damn.
yeah, so I have that fear of heights last time. So like then after that we had to do this like jetty jump, you know, and it was like of certain height. Then you wear like a life vest, right? Then they ask you to scream like your this number, like from what you need, whatever. Then you jump down from the jetty into like the sea. Wow,
That
then
seems fun.
I remember like I had to like it was so like when I was walking from like the campsite to like the jetty, right, I was damn quiet, you know, for the first time. If I'm going to notice also, I was like in a state of like I don't know how to feel, you know, like shit is coming already. Then I like very scared and okay, I like shaking bro when I close the jetty. Then when I actually leap off, right, then like the adrenaline pump and everything, right, it was so like overwhelming, you know. And I don't know how I want to put this, right, but I want to do it again. It makes me want to do it again.
Yeah.
And at the same time, right, at that time I was so overwhelmed by the feeling, I didn't even notice that like my fear of heights, right, is like not say cured, but I feel better about it already. You know, it's only after the camp that I'm like, oh, I did this. You know, then I don't really feel the same after that already. Cause like, okay, then I'm gonna fast forward the next year, right, when we went for survival training camp. it was more about leadership and things like that. You learn to like work with others on like a higher skill level, right? Then we learned a lot of new things also. Then during the SCC, we had to do like flying fox. I remember I was still scared shitless, right? Just by seeing the height, right? Like standing at like the canteen area, then just looking at the flying fox, right? Then looking at how many levels up it is, right? Just standing there like, I want to do this. I'm not doing it. But like, of course I did it with my buddy lah. So like it was with me and like one other person, right? And after I just went with my buddy. Then like we both were like kind of scared lah. Cause it was like I really hate doing flying foxes, right? Like since last time. I remember like P5 camp, then like I also like very scared to do flying fox. So it will be my first time in my entire life, right? To like ever like leap off like the flying fox thing and then zzz, all the way to the end. So it was very like my heart was going like boom 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 boom, like it was very fast. I was very like scared. I was very unsure. And then like each level we go out, right? Oh my god. It was the shittiest feeling ever. Like the first few levels were okay, right? Then when you start hitting like almost on top already, like mid to top already, right? I'm just like I don't even want to look down. Like then the worst part of it, right? It's like the structure, right, of the entire place, right? The platform, right? It's like got a lot of holes in it, right? So you can like see through. You can see through. You can look down and you can see how high you are up there. Then it's just like.
Is it like a mesh kind of floor? Like
yeah. It's like the meshy type of yeah. I mean.
Oh, that's the worst.
But I know it's stable of course, but it's still like the fear factor is there. Then I reach the top, I'm like, oh my god. Then I look out, like I look around me like 360 view, right? I'm like, but I'm already up here, so it's like too late for me to even get down. Then they hook the harness onto me already, so I cannot escape also. So when they hook the harness onto you, right, to like prevent like anything from happening, then I'm just like shit. How do I tell them? I was thinking of excuses to get out of the situation. But I just look at my buddy and I'm just like, okay, we're gonna like do this together. So we both, right, when we were sitting on the ledge, right, then the instructor was like, are you guys ready? Wow, then we were like, so we just kept quiet. I just like get shitless already. We are looking down, I'm like, I'm scared. Then me and my buddy were like holding hands, like, oh my god. Okay. Yeah, we were holding hands, bro. First time in my life, okay. Like I never gripped a boy's hand this time ever. Not even my father's one. Okay, so after we hold it, yeah, then we let go, right? Then freaking right, when the instructor pushed us down, right, I thought it was gonna be like smooth, you know. I thought it was gonna be like, you know, flying fox, right? You see the seat, right? I thought it's gonna be like, oh, it's just going straight in that direction at a very fast speed. But no, I wasn't expecting like the drop, you know. It was like the roller coaster type of drop, right? It was like you drop a bit, then you start like moving downwards.
Oh.
Then I'm like, shit! I'm like, ah! Then during the entire time, right, when I was like flying from like the top, right, all the way to the end, right, I'm like screaming so loudly, you know, and then it was such like my street cred like went down so much. Because like, my juniors were watching. Then my friends were also watching.
Ah shit, bro.
Wow, that's the worst.
Then the worst part is that my girlfriend was at like she was at a place, right, that she could see me clearly from start to end. That was just like my street cred went down so much, you know. I'm like, oh my god. Okay, but anyways, right, at the end, right, I was white lah. I couldn't even talk. I was like, oh, like I just feel so shit. Then after that, but anyways, right, that was my first time doing the flying fox, right. I was very happy for doing that. I was very happy for overcoming it.
Will you do it again?
Definitely, I'll do it again.
Yeah,
but I hope I have more time to prepare.
The Sentosa one, that one is better.
Bungee jump, bro, that is insane.
Oh, God, there's one flying fox in Sentosa. Not bungee jump.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there is.
I don't know, most of my friends go for the bungee jump. Then I'm like, oh my god, that's
bungee jump is insane, please.
How do you even bring yourself to do that? It's even worse, like the drop is like 16 levels down there.
It's like you're gonna hit the ground.
You're going at the normal speed of if you were to actually jump off the thing.
Yeah.
Without like the harness.
Then the harness will catch you. After you have to go down again.
That is so scary. But anyways, right. Kate, what about you? like what are like your memorable experiences like being in scouts?
Okay, I mean, for my stuff, I'm part of Air Scouts. So it's a slightly more special section, and some of the more memorable experiences are probably the aviation related stuff. So once I had unit bonding in Sec 2, and we actually went for iFly. So yeah, pretty fun. Could hang out with the unit at Sentosa. Then we went for iFly and just watch everyone try and fail. But other memorable experiences would be when I went for some courses with SOFC. Then I had a flight experience program. So some of us who managed to sign up early, we went and basically took like a joyride in a light aircraft, which is called DA-40, Diamond DA-40. So it's the aircraft that SYFC uses for like their training and stuff.
Oh my.
So
Oh my god.
yeah, there was a legit pilot or like one of those trainers in SYFC who was going to fly us.
Hardcore.
So there was like few of us, and then it was two participants in one aircraft. So the person sitting in the co-pilot seat, there was also a joystick and throttle, and so they could also control the plane.
What?
Yeah. So I mean, I wasn't sitting in the co-pilot. I let the other guy go. Then I was like, bro,
Please don't crash.
my life is in your hands. It's like when the pilot told the guy to bank, right? The guy legit banks. I was like, oh my gosh, no.
Yo, that's actually kind of cool.
That sounds so fun, yeah. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, it sounds damn fun.
Yeah.
Even NCC is not that good.
Like aviation, bro. That's so cool. So, Junyi, what about you? What are like your memorable experience of being like in St. John?
I think for St. John we have like this course called Basic Drill Instructor course. So we go for like a certain number of like trainings, like training day. Then we have like how many, like at the end we have an assessment day, which is to assess how well we did. So the compartments are like, one is teaching drills, the other one is how well you can execute them, then how well you can command, stuff like that. So it's all about drills, right? And there's also a theory test. The thing is, COVID happened halfway on our like course, and then our assessment day got pushed back all the way to November. It was supposed to be February, all the way until November. And then because November, right, it was like right after our exam, so we had like some time to study everything again. And we had to then it was just like very anxious. It was like preparing for an exam that you have to score A in. Of course the passing mark was 70%. And it's really like you have to score an A just to pass. It was very. Then, of course, on the day, we are supposed to have a promotion ceremony, but because of COVID, we can't do parades. So they just marked it on the day itself, and they just gave us the badge. And I remember being so anxious, like just sitting inside the room waiting for the NCHIC to come inside and they just tell us how we did, like how well we did, and then we were like, okay. So our staff sergeant was like, don't worry. Cause the staff sergeant is the one who marks our stuff, right? And then he's like, don't worry, most of you pass inside this room. Then there was only 4 of us. Yeah, then the NCHIC come in, right? and you know what the engine say? The engine say, okay, two person pass inside this room. They're like, wait, huh?
That's not most.
Yeah, that's not most. That the engine is like, oh wait, okay, wait, sorry, only one person failed, and then we're like, okay.
Bro,
The engine gave us,
that is so scary.
engine gave us heart attack, bro.
Then during that time when y'all like when y'all hear the news, right, y'all just like pointing fingers, right? Like, oh,
No, we were like looking around, who was the one? Yeah, then in the end, my squad mate, me and another person passed. Then the last person never passed off.
Oh no.
Ayo.
But how close was that person to passing?
I think no, cause the person like, you know, one of the compartments is like 35%. Yeah, she broke down on that compartment,
Broke down?
like cry. I was very anxious, just suffering. Yeah, then in the end she got a low grade on like one of the major compartments. So we were like, okay, it's not that. Like, it's not a very big plot twist, but yeah, I think that's the most memorable one.
That's right.
After I got the badge, I just quickly took a picture of it and then go post on Instagram.
Nice.
Bro, Instagram badge post is nothing entirely. Like, literally, after every post, you see it everywhere.
It's
Yeah, man.
like the Instagram post is literally just the badge inside my fingers.
Same.
Oh my. The
Mine has
flex.
done it
Let's
before.
go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but you know, add on to Joel's like blind box experience.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, it's like in secondary 1 we had this thing called camp watch, right? It's like an SC camp, and we have to go to the HQ to camp. And the HQ, right, also has this flying fox station, right? And I was like, Joel, I was damn scared of height. Then it asked me sit down at the ledge there. Then I was like, I'm very scared to go, I don't want to go. Then like, asked me sit down, so I sit down on the ledge. Then he just pushed me off.
What's so bad?
Yeah, so he pushed me off. Right? Then like the first second, I was like, Joel, you know, because for flying fox, right, at the start, right, it's like a free fall. It's like bungee jumping, right? So like the first second, right, it's just a free fall. So I was damn scared. I didn't know what to say. I was so shocked. Then after the first second, I started cursing, you know. I was going down. I was like, KNN, like, oh my god, what the hell? This, you know, like, coming down. And we can't see on the podcast, bro. Yeah, I was going down like that. Right. Then like, when I was cursing at halfway, right, then I opened my eyes, because my eyes were closed. Then I saw like 3 officers below walking, you know. Then they look out at me. I was like,
Your streak went down negative, bro.
you look out at me, then I look at them, bro. And I'm like, oh my god.
You're splashing until they see you.
So that's the worst. Oh my god.
Yeah, after like after the people got me down, and I never see the officers, so I lucky. Then I went home. Then the time I see sec 1, so I don't think they would have like punished me.
I don't think they would have known who you were also in the first place.
Yeah.
I think if you were like sec 3, I think of course you will get punished already.
I mean,
Yeah.
the good part is that you're wearing helmet and everything, so they cannot.
So they cannot see you. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
It's very hard to distinguish.
Yeah.
The time I see sec 1, so I don't think they would have like punished me.
I don't think they would have known who you were also in the first place.
Yeah.
I think if you were like sec 3, I think of course you will get punished already.
I mean,
Yeah.
the good part is that you're wearing helmet and everything, so they cannot.
So they cannot see you. Like,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
It's very hard to distinguish.
Yeah.
But
then
tell me
later
about
they'll ask, hey, who's the one who went down and then just started cursing? Died.
That's my most hilarious experience.
That's very funny,
Yeah, oh my god.
I thought when you say KNM. You're trying to send us somehow. You're like we have an editor for a reason. You're just like KNM.
I'm playing it safe, bro. Yeah, I think another time, right, like, because NCC has a reputation of being like the most sian usually, because like always gonna scolded or punish this, punish that. So we always have this thing in my school called like people who like don't come to see, we call it like Ponteng, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, then like we call him Pawn Star. Yeah, then like this is Pawn Star in like in my unit like in my platoon. He transferred out to another CCA. Then in secondary 2, he was with us to go to camp still. And we alight at the main hall. So like, we were walking towards to get processed for the course. Then the officer was like, the officer told us to double up, and then like because we were late already, so the rest of us moved like normally we move fast. But then the guy was not moving fast, he was just taking his own sweet time, you know.
Oh,
Then like the officer like asked him like, Cadet, you think this is a joke?
did you say yes?
The sponsor, right, he look at the officer and he said, really You know, I couldn't laugh. Everyone was shocked. And then we just like keep our head down, move forward.
Everyone just didn't want to face him at that point.
I look at the officer face, the officer face didn't even know how to react. He was angry. The face was like the strict face. I'm not sure if he was angry or not. Like,
Oh, like
he
the
was
stunned
shocked.
angry kind of.
It's like, what is going on? No.
It's like,
That wasn't the answer I was expecting.
yeah, I know, right?
Let me rethink
Yeah.
my approach. Yeah, but anyways, right, that's like a lot of like interesting experiences you have, you know. Like everyone's one is like very different in a certain aspect. It's also very funny. Okay. But anyways, speaking of experiences, right, is there anything you regret not doing during the time of being in your like respective UGs?
I would say for St. John, right? Cause I went to like volunteer for NDP at Sec 2. Then I went for the BDI course in Sec 3. I think, yeah, I don't regret anything cause I went to try everything. So I was like, okay, I did the best that I could, and like it's kind of a prize for me to take away, like the experiences that I got. Yeah, I don't regret anything at all.
That's nice. That's really nice. How about you, Jay?
Okay, personally for me, right, I'm not sure if this is the same for other uniform groups, but you know how your seniors and like your juniors, or anyone with a rank, right, in the uniform group always has this feeling that they should be super strict and like have this like authoritative stance, you know, like the cadets should look at me like I'm some kind of their boss, you know, that kind of feeling.
I felt that at the start of my
Yeah.
leadership journey.
Yeah, it's like, no, it's not only that, like even when I was a junior, right, like that's what my seniors were doing, like they like act like the sergeant major, you know, or the platoon sergeant. Then they act like they're supposed to be like super inspiring, like admirable kind of person. And like it was normal at the start, like it felt like, okay, this is how it's supposed to be because we're all in uniform. Higher rank means higher rank, you know, that kind. But after I graduated already, and like after I gone through my whole leadership experience as like the assistant head of the CCA, then I realized like, you know, you compare like uniform group with like a uniform group with like other CCAs, right? Like NCC in specific, right? It's like you know how other CCAs they have like patch lunch, they go out for lunches, they celebrate, you know, they always have a good repertoire, especially the sports CCAs. And the whole team, no matter what age, it's all like together one. Right? But then and I feel like uniform groups like this, I kind of regret like not forming good, like a friendship kind of bond with my juniors. But then at the same time, right, it's kind of necessary, you know. Like if you are too close with your juniors, right, they will step over you and they overstep their boundaries. You know, so it's very hard line, and I don't know, you know, like maybe it would have been better if I was more soft towards them.
Like, I think like regarding like being just and all this, right, like talking well with other people also, like communication, right. I feel like during my time in my CCA, I think I got to say this in like a previous episode before, like about like my squad mate story.
Yeah.
Then like yeah, so I obviously wish that like if I can wind back time, right, like at the start of my leadership journey, right, I wish I've adopted the mindset of like, how to say, like if you're bad, if you're not doing well, not doing as well as the others, I want to help you be as good as them, and not if you're doing worse than others, right, I'm just going to like hate you for that because you're dragging everybody down. Yeah, I feel that was something I could have like done earlier, because if I had done earlier, probably our like synergy as a squad would have like improved, and we would have achieved more things together as a squad. So I guess that was one of the things I regretted not doing during my time of being in my CCA. But other than that, it's still something I remember for like many years to come. Yeah. What about you, Kate?
I mean, for me, when it came to event opportunities and scouts, I was one of the few people. There were others that would go for almost all the events like campfires and all. because some of them were listed as optional, but I just still go for fun. But I don't regret that. But one thing I might regret would be me not being able to train my juniors in terms of like hard skills. I believe that all of my scouts in my unit, their soft skills are not bad, and it's also because of like my school's curriculum as well. Make you do all the presentations and all that. So collaboration, communication, all that is there. But when it comes to the hard skills, like scouts, we do pioneering, orienteering, outdoor cooking. Like that's what you think of when you think about scouts, right? Honestly, when I look at my unit, it's like we can't really do that. And yeah, part of it was because it's quite hard to negotiate with my school to let us do such activities because they are kind of considered more high risk, especially the outdoor cooking.
Yeah.
But that's really essential for scouts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We get where you're coming from. As a Cub Scout in prep school.
Cub Scout.
Let's go. So, what have you guys learned during the time of being in your CCA?
I always tell my juniors this, like, be sure to get along with your squad mates well, because they could either make or break your CCA. Like being a senior, right, you have to rely on your squad mates to do some things also. Like you can't just you can't just body everything by yourself. You can't just carry the entire squad because there's too much to do. I always that's my main takeaway lah. Like you must learn teamwork. Teamwork is more important than leadership in UGs. If you don't have teamwork but you have leadership, no one will have anything to do with it.
True. So for me, one thing I have learned during my time of being in CCA is to I guess I learned a lot from during the leadership phase when you take over a CCA until EPOP, right? Mm-hmm. During that time, I've learned a lot about communication because like Jay said earlier, when you first step out as a leader, you feel like you got the authority. You got this, you got that. But there's so much more to it. And if you use it wisely, right, you can actually if you use it wisely, you get to earn everybody's respect. And then at the same time, everybody will progress together as one unit. Right? But I've learned to communicate differently with other people, because I used to think that my way of leadership is just this, so I just mainly use this. But it doesn't apply to everyone because everybody is different, and I didn't realize that until some things happen, right? That comes conflicts and this and that, these disagreements, and then that's why I realized that maybe I should create more of those type of approaches, creative type of approaches, meant to be suited for that person. So I guess this is where critical thinking comes into play, right? Because you need to think through about this person, what kind of person he is, what does he like, what does he don't like, what is his rationale behind doing this and that. There's so many things to think about, right? But I think I've learned a lot about communicating with other people through my time being in CCA, and I think that has helped benefit me when I come into tertiary education or when I'm working outside. Okay, what about you?
For me, right, it was I look at my unit name, that's Fearless Falcons. So takeaway is just be fearless and put down all your apprehension when it comes to things, and especially for myself, because I was practically I was a girl in a male-dominated CCA and school, so it was it might be a little bit hard at the start to try and like blend into this new culture that is quite chaotic at times. But I mean, it didn't really take that long for me to like start vibing with my unit. So yeah, enjoy the process really, and take the opportunity to venture out of your own unit and get to know other people from other schools, other areas or districts, so you can really get to see what some of the other people do, and sometimes you can even take it back to your own unit. So yeah, pro tip: steal programs from other people. I'm kidding.
No.
Don't do that, please. Don't do that, please.
Okay. Anyway, Jay, you want to continue?
Yeah, so like NCC has taught me like a lot of stuff lah. But I think importantly is communication, like what Joel said. And communication comes in many forms as well. Especially like having a backbone is also like really important when it comes to communication. Like if y'all remember the story I told on like episode 0 about the guy cooking Maggie me during training, right? Yeah, so like it's really important also lah to like sometimes set your boundaries, and like you shouldn't keep on giving in to like all your friends, you know, like especially when it's like your colleagues and stuff like that lah. So it's like really it's like really important to like have to set bars for yourself and make sure that people don't overstep these boundaries. And sometimes when it's really needed, you know, you need to tell them like in a very stern tone like what you really want from them, and like you just can't keep on giving in to people. Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah. Other than that, another thing about NCC is also like, and UG in general is like discipline lah. You know? Like that's like the biggest thing I've learned from the UG is discipline, self-discipline. No matter what kind of discipline, right? I learned it from NCC 100%. Yeah. Especially like, you know how you compare with other UGs, then
Yeah.
other UGs, like other CCAs, and like it's always so chill. Like they always do whatever they want. Like all the clubs, they always do whatever they want. Like very chill, and like it really, uniform groups has like a way of like really putting you and getting you to understand like what you did is wrong lah. Although it's a bit like barbaric. Everyone say like uniform groups are like so xiao, like why you need to be so strict and stuff like that. But like sometimes, you know, going through it has like really made me realize like there's a certain that self-discipline and discipline in general is like something that is very I'll say very important lah. It's very hard to learn also. Yeah. But like after going through uniform group for like 4 years, I already like conditioned to like, you know, like I know when to speak, this kind of stuff, this kind of tiny things, like knowing when to speak and not like, and like knowing how to do good and not being so rebellious and stuff like this. It's like things I've learned lah. Yeah. It's very hard to put into words, but uniform groups has like this pattern lah, you know.
I mean, hearing from you, right? Yeah, I think I agree a lot about the setting boundaries thing, because I think that's one of the hardest thing to do, right? Especially when you know them outside of CCA, then you are scared that might affect like the overall friendship in general. I think a lot of people are facing this type of issues nowadays, so it's very good insight from you. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning into our podcast. If you enjoy what you hear today, do follow us on Instagram, ug.rojak, and join our Discord server. Okay, it's called UG Black, alright guys? Please join. Okay. Alright, I hope today's episode has given you guys a lot of insights about uniform groups. And I do hope that you all will just join whatever CCA you all want. But I do recommend uniform groups, yes. Okay. Anyways, have a good day everybody. Ciao. Bye.
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 Bye.